Hey there everyone, this is Jeffrey with Killaskila Gaming and welcome to Little Nightmares. This is the enhanced edition of the game that I got when I believe when I pre-ordered the deluxe edition of the of Little Nightmares 3. And I thought this gave me a really good excuse to do another series for this because I do already have series for both Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2 on the channel, but hey, why not do it again? So, I figured what we would do with this is basically a Collectible playthrough where I will discuss story and lore as much as I can remember. And I have a walkthrough that I can use where I can make sure we can find all the Collectibles. Plus I have notes on all the trophies and whatnot. And of course there will be references in the discussion in the description and chapter links to, you know, things that we're doing. So let's just get to it. Ah, that's interesting. This is new. I love this game so much. Okay, I'm gonna have to relearn the controls here because I've not played this in, I want to say like 2 years. Jump. Don't know what that's for. That's for later. Okay. I guess we'll learn as we go, right? Relearn as we go. Oh, first light. So there are 3 trophies linked to Collectibles in this game. There's the lights we have to light up. You don't actually have to get all of them. I think you only need to get a certain amount. So that's our first one. And there are Nomes, which will become more evident what that is as we go. Not Gnome as in G-N-O-M-E, it's N-O-M-E, and I'll explain my thoughts on why it's named that later on. And then there are statues that we'll have to find along the way that have the appearance of a character in the story. So and I think we have, let's see, it looks like we have 3 gnomes and 2 statues in this to look for. So I'm going to be kind of looking ahead on things just to make sure I don't miss them. Okay, how do we duck? There we go. There's one miscellaneous trophy that we'll be picking up in this first chapter, which is called the prison. And there's one that we can actually get by kind of dodging enemies at certain points, which we'll probably get just playing this, but this is so cool. Oop, there's our first statue. So all we got to do, I believe, is just grab it, and I don't remember how to throw. Let me... Okay. So we don't have to do anything more than just throw it and break it. And that should be our first of 2 in this particular area. Can't remember, can we look up? Yeah, we can. Oh, here's the first miscellaneous trophy that we can get. So basically just jump on the bed. And I do believe, so it's called Highly Sprung. I do believe we can jump on any bed for this. It doesn't really matter which ones you do. I got a game, don't worry. Alright. Now I do have storyline and lore to discuss throughout this, but I don't want to be a spoiler here, so and one of the first things I like to point out here, and some of this does tie into like Little Nightmares 2, which I'm debating about doing a playthrough on the PS4 version because I've never played that one. The hanging body here is kind of interest. So I want to point that out while we're here. And I do believe we're just going to jump to get the door handle here. An interesting location. I think we have a secret area coming up here. First, let's open the fridge because the handprints are kind of pointing us in that direction. And there goes the gnome. It's a little dude that just ran away. So I'm going to crawl into this little crack here and follow him. So it looks like we do have access to the DLC on this. I was told that I wasn't going to have access to it. Maybe because I already have it on my game or on my system. Alright, so that's our next light. And for the gnome, what we want to do is walk up to him and hug him. You saw the little save icon pop up, so... but yeah, that's a gnome. So like I said, not G-N-O-M-E, it's just N-O-M-E. Like, gnome for the word no. And like I said, I'll kind of explain later where I think that comes from. So yeah, we basically get to just hug them. Before we go, you'll notice he's following us too. So they usually run away from us. But once they kind of get that you're not trying to hurt them, they'll, you know, stick around with you. So we're going to use this to climb. There is a trophy that I've never gotten on this game, and I'm thinking of actually going for it. It's basically a speedrun of the game where you can't die. And the speedrun's pretty tight on time. I want to say it's like within an hour. Oh, so we got leeches. I think we have a light coming up. So I might try the speedrun. Oh, there's another leech. Don't let them grab you. Stop giving leeches a bad name. I actually really like leeches. This should be a light. Here we are. Leeches are really cool, I think. They have like anticoagulant properties in their I don't really know how to describe it. It's not really a mouth, but they have like a 3-point blade in their front end sucker that allows them to cut into our skin, and they use this compound called Hiruden to essentially to cause your blood to not coagulate. You can see them holding up at the top there. And contrary to popular belief, they're not always parasitic. In fact, leeches are very much detritivores in many cases. I heard the gnome scurrying. I don't think we can get this gnome. For obvious reasons. We gotta move. Not sure what the black slime is. There's our next light. If I recall too, I think the lights kind of serve as something of a save point. Not like anything major, but... Controls are always going to be the death of me in games. There's another gnome. I don't think we can get this one. At least not yet. This is a bit of a puzzle, I believe. If we want to open the door and very quickly just jump this gap here that we just went by. If you follow the path here, we're not going to make it. I know there's a way to run faster, I just can't remember how exactly. So, let's figure that out. I don't feel like that was making me go any faster. Oh, maybe that was it. We'll try it. Probably just look at the controls. That was not the slide button. Okay. Okay, so I just got it. It looks like squares. My run button. We have a light up ahead of us. Okay, testing. Want to see if I let go, if I would drop. There's a few things that change between the first and second game. Mostly like on the positive side, like quality of life updates. Okay, should be... Now I adjusted the brightness settings so that it was set for my regular monitor I watch stuff on, and it looked like it was okay on there. I used kind of like a washed out one for a lot of my kind of regular, you know, run-of-the-mill stuff that I do every day. You know, things that, you know, basically the ones I use when I'm not watching things. I don't think we have anything coming up for a bit. If anything, yeah, lamps, okay. There's one big rat. Okay, that's electrified already. It's a lot of TP. Can I get up there? Probably not. Is there a handle or a switch down here? Might be behind the door. can see a wire. Yep, okay. Don't need to give me tips yet, game. I'm doing okay, I think. I do appreciate it, though. Yeah, we'll be coming back this way, but I don't remember this puzzle exactly. Make it. Yes, I can. Okay. I don't think we have to go back there if we make it through. I don't think I can go back there. I'll quickly look just to make sure I didn't miss anything, but... Yeah, so if you don't make it, there's a seesaw in the room. You probably couldn't see it very clearly, but it basically brings you up to a vent that you can use to get back in the room where the switch is. Okay, gotta be careful here. Don't get caught in the light. You'll end up like the kids. And right here. Let's see our next light. Oh, no, don't go up. There we go. And I think there's a hidden location next to the gnome you can see over there. Trying to remember how to get over there. I think we might need to drop from above. Could be wrong. This might be the death of me. There we go. Alright, so we got a light. The gnomes like the warmth. And a hug. Aww. And then there's a little picture of a gnome. 2 gnomes, actually. So, very interesting. Alright, looking ahead. I think we want to go back to the previous room and head upwards. Oop. Is that how I got in here? I think we want to go up. Climb. And I think we want to go left as our kind of way forward, but I think there's something off to the right here. No, never mind. I think that is the way to go. Let me check. I don't want to miss anything here. This might actually be it. Okay, yeah. There we are. Okay. Drawing up an eye, we got some handprints. Some of that black goo. Interesting. It's kind of squishy. Okay, I think that's it for this. I think about quite a ways before our next collectible. And I do believe the eyes are technically cameras. carpeting masks sound a lot better than wood. I can see kids sleeping. Okay. Can't remember. Can we move this? Just little handprints again. The blocks have the eye on them. That's really cool. So I'm sitting here trying to imagine doing this whole thing in less than an hour. That's tight for me. I might need to watch some speedruns to try that. We've already been going for like over 20 minutes, so... Granted, we've been looking for stuff, but... Okay. Those sounds. I can feel her hunger. Her name is Six, by the way, if you're not familiar with the characters. You can... The official website, which I use for a lot of my research on this, they have character background on it. Otherwise, I don't know if there's a way to learn her name in the game. Maybe through trophies. Notice the lights flickering while she eats. The music. He's just sitting in this cafeteria, this imprisoned cafeteria on his own. Okay. Let's see. I think we're pretty close to our next light. I think it's also a pretty obvious one based on what I'm seeing here. The imagery is kind of dark. We have another noose. So, what is this, like a shower room? Yeah, so I think we have to climb this somehow, I want to say. Like grading over here, so we should be able to get up there. There we go. There's the light, okay. Notice how things are rocking too. I think we're climbing. I don't think there's anything else in that area. I probably should have checked closer before going. Now, can we climb up? There we go. Up, there you go. It's a little finicky sometimes. The hardest thing for me is, my spatial awareness is never very great. confident in my abilities there. Probably should wait till it's tilted on my end. There's not already a gap there when I start. I imagine that would be really pertinent on the RNG for this. There we go. For speedrunning this, I should say. Sorry. Okay. So this spot will eventually lead us to our last gnome and our next lamp. Not in that order. Oh, I can already hear gnomes. Wait, is there any way that we can actually climb these or jump these? That I think I can jump. I don't remember if that's what we're supposed to do or not. I don't think we can do a direct jump up. Alright. Oop. Running into stuff. Okay. I think our lamp should be... yeah, there it is. Okay. We have to release the gnome, I believe. Okay, you want a little buddy? Aww. They're so cute. Alright. I think we just need to push our counterweight here. That should be our last gnome for the section. I don't think there's any other. I think we only had two flotsam. Is that flotsam? No, two of the statues. Flotsam is DLC. So we're heading back down. If you're wondering what we're doing. Obviously, but I think we're heading back down close to where we originally were earlier. Oh yeah, I forgot what the leech is. You don't appear to be active. I think we could have ran that. I don't remember how to slide. I'll get a feel for where it's going. Takes it a while to... I wonder if I can just duck to slide. Let's try it. Oh, God. First death. Hopefully last. Oh, it worked. Okay. The slide. Oop, let's get close to the edge there. All right. I think we are at the end here. Okay, so I think that will be a good place to end this first one since we just completed the first chapter. We are playing as a little girl in a yellow raincoat known as Six. I believe the original description for her is that she wakes up in this place not really knowing where she is or how she got here, which fits for us, right? That's how it works for us. And we have just escaped from the prison where they were holding the children. So we saw the jailed cafeteria, we saw the kids sleeping in the bed, and of course there's a character that has been, watching over them, who we will learn more about later. So with that being said, let us close things out here. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you all later.